Good Monday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age conversation YouTube morning talk. And come on, Ginger. And wow, Monday, it's a beautiful actually morning. I kind of maybe I noticed yesterday was cold. So I put my hat on and my heavier jacket, and they were saying it's supposed to be raining. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. I mean, it's actually very nice. It was all just rainy and cold and icy. And come on, Ginger. Come on. I mean, Scout. There's Ginger. I can't keep track of these dogs. They all look the same, don't they? Let me follow my channel. Yeah, see there. Come on, let's go. Come on, boy. Come on. Get going. You know, we had a lot of rain yesterday. Ice. And just an overcast, dreary Sunday. One of those days we just, like, can't get much done because of the dang weather. Come on, Will, let's go. So, what the heck is going on? You know, what's hidden in those trailers? What do you think's hidden in those trailers? What do I hide in there, right? Yeah, I thought to myself, come on, Will. I thought to myself this morning, you know, what can be the theme today? The morning conversation, which, come on. They harass each other. Come on, good Will. You know, what do I talk about? All right, here's the bikes. Yeah, the Indians out of the trailer. Why is that thing out of the trailer? Why did that populate in here? Here's the Maverick. Get the, let me see here. Get this out, that out, whatever. Jesus Christ, it just doesn't end. Maverick here. I love the Maverick. It really is. That Maverick is just so nice. Such a practical, good vehicle. Kind of wish I would have gotten the Tremor, but you know what? The tire on this thing, this tire package, I had that other carbonized Maverick, and that dang thing got less mileage. Just one size up tire. It was like a solid 2 miles per gallon, if not 4 miles per gallon. Embellishing on that? I'm not. I mean, sincerely, that bigger tire. So for me, a Tremor, I would think that would be not the greatest on fuel mileage. I have no idea, but I mean, I think it's a cool looking vehicle. Yeah, I should have ordered one. I didn't even really get focused on it. Just to focus on our day, dogs. You ready to get up here this morning, get to work? You ready to go to work, huh? Let's go. Come on, get up there. Come on. Don't make me trip. Get up there. Come on, move out of my way. Oh, my goodness. All right. Time to get motivated. Time to get things in order. Get on the schedule. Get my heater going. Can't get my heater going. Now I did. Get my other heater going. Yeah, all right. Let's get this here. I'll probably burn up this morning. I don't know. Kind of just one of those days. Yeah. All right. So what are we talking about today? I just said to you, hidden. You know, I think myself with the car industry, got to get some things going here. I just once I turn off the video, it's over. You see me talking, but my lips are moving, but the noise is different. So let me get my things in order here, and I guess I can always just do this here so you can still see me. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get my computer here set up and get my things going. So, anyways, yeah. So I thought to myself, what could be the morning conversation today? And I got to thinking, well, why don't we make it about hidden? Things are hidden. And what I mean by that is in your car, I didn't really, I've owned so many cars that to kind of keep track of what each, and I have so many cars, trying to keep track of all these vehicles, technology, and all the different things they can do. There's the hidden features. I mean, sincerely, what happens is, there's this incredible amount of features in these vehicles that even for myself, I don't realize. I wonder if this would kind of work. I always hold the phone up to my face. So I'm sure some people would be like, man, you get that phone so close to your face all the time, but because I'm holding it with my hand. I don't, should I get a cradle for it? Yeah, I'm not that smart. I didn't say I was the smartest of the bunch here. On the YouTube channel, you notice my hat. If you're following my channel, you know why I'm wearing the Honda hat today that I got free. Yeah, yeah. I got a free hat after buying two motorcycles. Yeah. So what's hidden in those trailers? Yeah. Well, what's hidden in one of them is two new Honda motorcycles. If you're not following my channel every day, then somebody's just tuning this morning like, what? What are you talking about? You have two new Hondas? Yeah, I got a furry. Am I a furry guy now? A Fury? I think that's funny. You're the furry guy now, right? Yeah, the furry guy. Yeah, there's it, the Fury. And then I got the Honda DCT Rebel 1100. And what's incredible, that bike is the same basic size as the Rebel 500. It really is. It just has a bigger motor on it. It really is a small motorcycle. And why I bought that thing, who the hell knows? I mean, for me, I'm the type of person, I just go. I told the guys at the dealership, I hadn't seen them in 6 months. And I said, what do you guys want to do today? They're like, well, why don't you buy a motorcycle? I'm like, okay, that's what you want to do today? They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's buy some motorcycles. I think the Honda Fury is pretty cool. I gotta get a coffee, man. Morning going here, and Jesus Christ, just doesn't. And here's all the. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna watch on TV, right? What are the dogs doing? Yeah, tread on me. Thing here. So, anyways, what am I hiding in? I'm not hiding anything in the trailer per se, but I'm out of room, and even myself, I'm just the type of person that, it's kind of like after a while, I just go to myself, that probably wasn't the smartest idea. I mean, here's the challenge. I have too many damn motorcycles. I have so many dang motorcycles. Well, the good news is I've got different places to keep them. But as far as up here goes, I am out of room. Years ago, I was going to build a big shop, another shop next to this place, but it was too much to the county wanting to tell me what I could or couldn't do, and I just finally forget it. I mean, I'm not lying. I live on a limestone overlay, so they want to do an engineering study on my property once I get X amount of footage of, stuff on my property. I'm not lying. Yeah, you have to go through an engineering study. I'm like, nope, I ain't going to have engineering study start drilling holes on my property and start telling me this barn's sitting on a future, falls in a hole. I don't want to know, right? So anyways, so I guess I think myself this morning hiding. And the reason that the hiding thing came up because of Joe Biden and Donald Trump too. But I mean, with Joe Biden now, it's all over the news. But the thing is, I don't think Donald Trump's documents, his documents, secure documents, classified documents, I think everybody knew he had those. I think the thing with Donald Trump was he didn't want to give them up. Is that right or wrong? I don't know. But Joe Biden, it sounds more like he probably didn't even realize he even had documents sitting around. Who the heck knows? Was he hiding the documents? It's kind of like borderline. Was he actually hiding the documents? It doesn't sound like you hide documents in a Corvette convertible car that you let your son go partying in with all his girlfriends. I mean, nice Corvette. What is it, like a 65, 66 Corvette that he has? It is a convertible, and his son's Hunter driving around with all his girlfriends in it, with all the classified documents as they just whale them out the window driving down the road, Yeah, I mean, how many documents were thrown away? How many documents are at Hunter Biden's house? Well, where does that guy live, Does Ukraine have documents? I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? So the hiding, that's why I just thought to myself, society, but let's just keep it on the car theme for the minute. So think about this. For me as an individual, I've had so many cars, and there's hiding, however you want to, pronounce it, whatever the correct way to say it. There's so much hidden technology in these cars today. Even for me, I've had so many different cars that have electronic brakes. And some manufacturers, like I had a Ram, I guess a 2019 Ram, I think it was. And the Ram 1500, I thought they did a good job of electronic brake for when you put the car in park, and then you put your brake on, your emergency brake, basically. Well, in the Ram, once you put the car in park, it automatically turned on the e-brake. They call it the e-brake. And then once you get, here's a guy. Look at this here. Meteorologist. They attacked on the subway, I guess, today. Isn't that nice where we are in today's society? You look at somebody wrong and their attitude is, I'm just going to beat the crap. Oh, here he is. He's in good spirits. Huh. So the Ram truck, so it would automatically set the e-brake, and then once you put the truck in drive, it automatically took it off. I mean, I think it's a great feature. I always like the e-brake. I always like putting the emergency brake on my cars, because my theory is, I'm talking about automatic cars. I'm not talking about manual cars. So the automatic cars is, I just think it helps keep the car more stable, and I think it doesn't put stress on the transmission. But there'll be so many people that would argue with you that, I never put the parking brake on my transmission, and it says 200,000 miles on it. Okay, whatever. I'm just one of the page. I think it just doesn't put the stress on the transmission, and it's just a better thing to do. I just feel better about it. So yeah, I can be a can of worms to go down, argue about, right? Anyway, so on my Ford products, I've always been very aggravated about how you have to manually turn on the e-brake, and then you have to manually turn it off. Well, it wasn't until I bought my Ford Bronco that a gentleman in the Ford Bronco forum, there was some thread and some conversation to that sense, and one of the members is like, once you pull the e-brake on and then you want to take it off, once you put the car back in gear, you just put your foot in the gas pedal, it automatically releases the e-brake. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. I thought you always had to use your finger and manually, turn off the e-brake. But no, on the Ford product, maybe he has a Ford car, here's some information. If you have an e-brake, when you're in the car, once you put it in drive, once you put your foot in the gas pedal, give it a little energy there, or the accelerator pedal, whatever, electric car, gas car, whatever you have, it automatically releases the e-brake. So I never knew that. So that was a hidden feature that I didn't know. Then I think to myself, I talk about this all the time. I gotta get some more coffee. Let's see here. So, in the cars is your AutoZone. I talk about it all the time. If you have automatic climate control in your car, so many people don't understand the hidden feature of that. When you hit the auto button on your car, you set your temperature of the car you want it to be and hit the auto button, it automatically, like your thermostat in your home, keeps the vehicle at the same temperature. If you don't use the AutoZone, then the thing just runs all the time. So it never turns off of pumping the hot air or turns off of pumping the cold air. And so many people are so oblivious to how to use the AutoZone, because once you take and you want to turn the fan up and in your car, then it automatically turns off. So for me, it's like you don't do that. You turn the temperature knob, because if you're too hot on a hot day, the lower you turn down the thermostat in your vehicle, the higher the fan will turn and make the car colder. If you're cold in the winter months and you want to get hotter, you turn the thermostat up in your car and the fan will blow harder and more hot air will come out. And you just leave it on the auto. Then it will adjust itself to the fan speed once the vehicle's at the proper setting. But if you don't, but once you turn the fan, if you take and you start pushing the fan button, it turns the auto off. So you're now literally, the temperature never stops pumping out. If you have it set at 80 degrees, it just continues to pump it at 80 degrees, which may eventually make the car 90 degrees because you're in a sealed environment. So the car doesn't know any better, so it just keeps on pumping out hot air or the cold air. So there's a hidden feature most people have no clue on what to use. And then other hidden features I think are the adaptive cruise control. So many people don't realize that they can turn an adaptive cruise off the car. So you can literally have adaptive cruise control feature your car, but you can go to the settings and you can just make it so it doesn't have adaptive cruise. So some people are just convinced that, now the car always has adaptive cruise. Well, usually most cars have the technology in them where you can actually turn off the adaptive cruise control, then it's just regular cruise control, which is another feature. Another feature that the Fords have is the different mode settings. And other manufacturers have it too. And I can't emphasize enough, in the Ford products, I see a huge difference in the sports setting from normal setting. That is a hidden feature. I didn't even know it for years. I myself drove around my Ford vehicles never realizing going to the sport mode would make the vehicle perform so much better. To me, it's like it opens up the real deal power to the vehicle. In normal mode, you don't really have all the power. That's my own feeling, because when I turn the sport mode on, I can feel like the car pick up speed or pick up energy. And it just feels like the car has more power. I mean, there's so many things in our cars today of technology that we just don't realize, because there's just too, it's basically too much information. I mean, it's just literally, that's kind of where it goes with today's technology. And I say this all the time, that for older people in today's cars, I just can't see how they can be abreast to, like my dad, he's 90 years old. He's going to be 91 this March. My dad does a good job, but at the same time, I just can't see, like, he doesn't put the parking brake on. He doesn't do it. And all the features in the car, the push button, park, reverse, neutral, drive, even for me, I get it. It's like, geez. And then the sport mode, things, like, every now and then he does that. So actually, my dad doesn't do too bad on that, which is impressive. But I can tell you, there's some cars out there, and I can guarantee of older people, and not calling out older people, but even people my age, it's just like my brother, even for my brother, he'll call me like, how do I get this to stop doing this or doing that, driving that Ranger truck? Like the other day, he's like, how do you turn the Ranger truck on without the truck actually turning on? Meaning when he pushes the accessory button, the power on button, the truck just turns on. I said, well, don't put your foot on the brake pedal. If you don't put your foot on the brake pedal, then the vehicle won't automatically start up. So it'll just go to accessory, and you can just have the vehicle powered up but the engine not running. So he didn't know that, just for my brother, who drives my Ford Ranger down there in Florida. Yeah. So I think myself, the hidden features of vehicles, what does that radiate into us in life? That more than ever, I think to myself that the hiding. I mean, is I reference Elon Musk all the time. And the only reason I reference him all the time is because he's the only guy out there that's been vocal more than any other social platform to disclose on his own, more so than ever, of all the hidden facts. You look at Zuckerberg. They had to haul him into court years ago for him to admit that they were hiding the fact that they were taking your information and selling it. Does anybody remember that in Facebook? That all of your information data was being sold to make money for advertising and other things and businesses. And so he had to be hauled in to sit out in front of Congress, Senate, whatever committee. And he had to disclose that they'd been hiding from the Facebook users that they're actually private information is being shared. Yeah, I mean, what's the Privacy Act about more than ever? I mean, it just blows me away then how in today's society, people just think as they read something and it's like in a forum of something, that then they now have the right to take that information, just use it at their disposal, do whatever they want with it. It's not, you got to be careful with that. I can get, if that does harm to somebody for, intent of harming somebody, that can turn out to be, criminal things. So, the sitting administration we have right now, and then, don't get me wrong, there's no sitting administration that's ever been in power in this country that hasn't hidden things, but I think it's pretty classic. I mean, what's going on with Joe Biden? I mean, is the Democrat Party really trying to maybe replace him with Kamala Harris? I mean, I hear these conversations, and I just think, but Joe Biden's such a master of just lying, the master of just ignoring that he has that thick of blood in his system to deal with all the stuff that he has to do. Why would they want to get rid of him? I mean, even though the guy, that's the thing about politicians that people don't think. I don't think they kind of step back and think about. If you're a politician, you're going to be constantly belittled, challenge your views. You got to be a thick-skinned person to be a high-ranking politician, because wow, look at George Santos, the New Jersey, congressman. What was he hiding? Now they're finding out that he was over in Brazil. He was dressing up cross-dressing. I guess he's admitted that he is. I guess he's not only gay, but I guess at first he was denying that he was a cross-dresser and blah blah blah. I mean, so what's going on? What is that guy hiding? Then they're saying that in Brazil he has criminal charges against him. So I mean, how did this guy get a seat? I mean, it's just kind of me. It's just the politicians, borderline. You have to be just a crook to, I guess, run for office. I'm not saying all politicians are that way, but boy, does it just seem to kind of play to the game of the politics that these individuals that are in power, they get elected, they're just the most not so trustworthy individuals you'd actually even want to deal with, and how they just hide a lot of facts. I mean, is that where we are? And for the media machine, we're learning more than ever about how, if you, the media machine is just hides so much information. Look at China, the conversation out of China. What is China hiding? I mean, how much information is China hiding from the general world of what's really going on over there? That's a whole conversation right now. There's 820,000 less people in China. Was that due to COVID? Is that COVID deaths? They don't know. We don't know. China's not talking. Is China really open the doors back up where not everybody, their brother, is going to? Let me see here. I got an email coming in. I had something that I put out last week, and Bruce just responded to it. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. But anyways, get distracted here this morning. Sorry. So anyway, I gotta eat some more coffee. The day going. What's this? All the Granger stuff here. The iCloud baloney here. What about my dogs? What's the dogs doing? Dogs all happy? They seem to be. So more than ever. I mean, another thing too, even going back to cars, what are the manufacturers hiding? What's going on in the car market? Is the car market really starting to take a dive? Is it? I mean, are the car dealers really starting to see a lot of lost business? I don't think they are. I don't know. I mean, I was up at that Honda dealer that's not a car dealership, but they did 3 transactions on Saturday with me included. It was 5. And, I mean, the lights haven't turned off. Their challenge still is this product. And that's another thing, is you just still see at these car dealerships, the lots are not full of product. Is the manufacturing hiding the facts that they're just not going to go back to old ways? Are they actually hiding their marketing? The marketing game is they're just not going to go and just build too many cars where they have to give everything away. So are they hiding that? Is the manufacturers, are the auto dealers hiding the fact that the reality is that the used values have tanked so much, it's more challenging than ever to trade a car for a new car? They're having a hard time now buying used cars because they're so buried in negative equity and negative numbers, meaning the person spent 20 grand too much for a car that's worth 20 grand less. You ask me how I know these stories. I said it when I started buying cars and telling people buying cars. You buy it during the pandemic, and when it's all said and done, you're going to have a car that's going to be way upside down. Yeah, I mean, even for me buying cars, not really. I mean, for me, I've weathered it pretty good. I've got the Mach-E. The Mach-E is the only car that really has taken the biggest hit in all reality. That car just had premium value, not anymore. Look at Tesla. What's Tesla hiding? Is Tesla hiding the facts that they're not selling product? Here's a really good story, too, I read the other day. And, I mean, it was a really in-depth conversation that the world, automotive industry, even world leaders are starting to kind of pull back on this constant push of electric vehicles. The major automotive manufacturer executives are amongst themselves are really starting to talk about, wow, this EV thing may not be as hot as we think it is. It may not be growing as fast as we think it is. And then for China controlling all the lithium. Right now, all the lithium batteries come from China. That's where we're getting all the lithium. That's the only place we're getting it. That's what they're saying. I could be wrong on that. So the executives of these big automotive industry are right now actually pulling back right now and saying, you know what? We may have to pull back because the consumers aren't flocking to these EV vehicles like we thought they would. Wow. That's the first time I've heard that. But I think a lot of people have speculated that. I think it's a niche. I think there's just niche people that want these cars and then they burn through the niche people, and then the average person that's on the fence is still on the fence, and they're not getting anything. And this is what I seen myself yesterday. The oil industry now, because of if you look at the oil industry right here, it is right now is at 82. It's at $82, and the so oil's going back up because they're saying possible China's going to be back full blown again. And so, but I thought to myself last night, with over in like England and other parts of the world, the EV vehicles aren't that inexpensive to drive because for electricity. So I thought, what if you told an EV purchaser that you're going to pay the same amount of money you pay presently to energize that vehicle? So if you said, okay, you're going to spend $150 a month to recharge the car, even though you spend $150 a month to drive your gas car. So with all the infrastructure, and that's another great point that I need to talk about here, is Shell bought out a huge electrified charging station company like Volta or something, I think, and their stock has tanked. And a lot of people are blaming Shell, an oil company, buying an electric, the Electrify America, the Tesla charging stations. This is just another company out there that's trying to build the infrastructure of electric charging stations. And people think that Shell has harmed the company because it's an oil company, and they think they're going to do devious things to it. Not really. They're going to undermine the electrified, charging stations of not really being as prevalent as people want them because the Shell company wants to sell oil. No, that's not what's going on at all. The reality is that the election, whether you rise or not, I'm not lying to you, and it's something to be embellishing about. It's just the facts. You go about 5 to 7 years ago, I looked into getting into the charging station business. I looked into it big time. I seriously weighed me starting installing electrical charging stations. But I looked at the expense and the numbers and the users, and there's nothing there. And so that's the conversation of this company. Its stock has tanked like 80 or 90%. And Shell bought it for a dime on the dollar, basically. And so anyways, but the real conversation comes full circle that the Electrify America, the charging station infrastructure, they make no money. So it's huge investments that are being put out to build these networks, but nobody's making any money. And it's not any time soon they will be. So, so what's the truth? And reason I'm saying all this is what's the hidden truth about the future of electrifying your car? Meaning, when you charge your car, is the future really going to be that you really saved a lot of money over having a gas vehicle to energize your vehicle? And that's what I say. If you had a person right now, I'd be so interested to put a poll out there and say, okay, you're going to spend $50,000 for an electric vehicle, or you're going to spend $50,000 for a gas vehicle. But when you buy an electric vehicle, you're going to pay the exact same amount of money to energize it as you are a gas vehicle. Which one are you going to buy? I would be really intrigued because my own perception is that most people buy these electric vehicles because their attitude is, I'm not going to buy gas anymore. I'm going to get away from going to the gas station, paying $5 a gallon, and and I just spent $100 to fill up my car, or $50, or wherever it may be. But I've been on the road with my F-150 Lightning truck, and I've run the numbers, and I was running numbers at the expense of gas when I used my F-150 to tow. That's kind of extreme, but just in comparison, when you're on the open road, you have to go to charging stations, pay 43 cents to 50 cents, 35 cents, whatever kilowatt. It isn't like you're leaps and bounds ahead of a very fuel-efficient gas vehicle. And as you know, you're not going to be able to drive down the road in a Ford Mustang Mach-E and tow a trailer. Or you can't compare that vehicle to taking your whole family and all its luggage if you're driving a Ford Expedition. I mean, the Ford F-150 vehicles, they get like 1.9 to 2 kilowatts per mile. That's kind of what we're seeing in the truck that we have for the company that I have. So once again, what's the real hidden truths of where the electrified America, the charging infrastructure of this country is going? where once they have a stronghold on the charging station infrastructure, is are you going to pay a lot of money for to charge a vehicle? Because they now kind of have a monopoly in the market. There's the kid living in the pipe truck. Let's see if she's. Can you hear it? Dogs going nuts because they think that yeah, anyways, so where's the hidden truths about the future of electric vehicle charging? Is it going to be $1 a kilowatt? I mean, right now, I read an article this morning that over in England, many of the hierarchy, many of the older families, no. Many of the older families, they're having to give up properties because they can't afford to keep these big mega properties between the energy cost and between the maintenance and everything else. No, stop it. Don't just great. Yeah. So anyways, the Ginger Scout, come on back here. Come here. Come on back. Yeah, so what's the the beauty of owning dogs, right? A lot of work. Stop it. So anyways, the hidden truths, that's what it all kind of comes down to. And it just seems like more than ever in our society, with all the technology within hand's reach of everything that's around us, but it just seems more than ever, there's just what's going on with all the hidden things more than ever. I mean, even your like for me, you ever notice whatever you talk about, you all of a sudden start seeing all this advertising? What's hiding behind the screen of my phone here as I talk to you? Yeah, we know it's listening to me, and it's being taught to then share advertising through my devices for something like I bought the Honda Fury, and I see I'm gonna get maybe a mini windshield for it, and all of a sudden I'm getting like these pop-up ads of accessories for motorcycles and stuff like that. I mean, we all know that everything we do now more than ever is hidden, but yet we all kind of know that it is hidden, if you know what I mean by that. I mean, if you're a car, I'm sure a lot of people would raise their hand and go, yeah, there's so much technology in that car, there's probably stuff in there I don't even know what's in that car, right? All right, everybody. Hey, just thought I'd make a YouTube video. Oh, something I would, something here, and I even think to myself, and I'm not here to promote the hate and the violence and the conspiracy theories. That just isn't my channel. I like to talk about things, but I've been talking about how once the Republican Party kind of got control of the House again, would the hate in the media start to prevail? So what's going on down in Atlanta, Georgia over the weekend? Apparently some police officers shot a black individual, and they were down in Antifa showed up in Atlanta to do, the good old destroy the buildings and create burn the cars, the police cars in Atlanta. So there you go. And then the police shooting, then the Asian guy that killed 10 people in California. So I just started to think, are we going to start seeing more, as the year progresses, more of the violence in the streets again, where it seems like that all disappeared? So the Democrats had control of the House, to control the parties, and you have a sitting president that's Democrat. It just seems like I don't know. And once again, anybody reach out and say, nah, it's been going on and you're just not paying attention to it as much. I don't know. That's possible. But then another thing I thought to myself the other day, I was talking about the reparations and the hidden truths and all of that. And I thought to myself, and once again, I'm here just talking ideas. I'm not here siding with anybody. I'm just talking ideas. But I thought to myself the other day, I kind of gave you an example of when the reparations in California, if that ever plays out, where if you prove you have black ancestry, that you would qualify to receive a payment in California for the hardships of being black. All right, so, but I think to myself, wow, let's just say that you're a black individual and you've had challenges through your family years from the racial divisions and other things, and you're my age or older, but you don't have any direct ancestry, slavery ancestry. So you're black, but you don't have direct ancestry. So when the California goes out and does the reparations, you won't qualify for that money. But then let's just say you're best friend or your good neighbor is black as well, and they do have ancestry, but let's just say that that person doesn't really have the sorrow stories as much as maybe as you do. They've maybe have been more successful, or I don't know. But what I'm trying to radiate here is, wow, I think to myself, so you as a black individual are going to witness your black friend or people that you know that get a $1 million, $3 million, $5 million check. And I just think, wow, how do you handle that? I mean, I'm not here to create anger. I'm just saying for myself as an individual, I know for myself, I'd be like, wow, this is just incredible. I'm black. That person's black, but I can't prove my ancestry of having slave relations. But since I'm black and my family's been black, we've had the same challenges that person has, but they get the check. I mean, I just think, wow. I mean, I think that when this all goes down, it definitely is going to create huge differences. But I just think just for the black community, what does it do to the black community? Wow. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching my channel. And if you didn't see my Honda adventure over the weekend, you'll see my videos I posted over the weekend, Saturday. Not even planned. Yeah, what was I hiding on that day? Nothing at all. Actually, I just played out to have fun. Fun day. So anyways, everybody, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. What's next? I'm at 3. I'm at 3 purchases this month. What's even scarier? If you go within 30 days from last month, I'm at 5. Is that right? Yeah. 5 purchases since a month ago at this time. Wow. Yikes. Everybody, hey, thanks for watching. God bless. Stay safe. Stay